Goovis sent over part of their lineup for the smart viewers. These are extra high resolution and plug-and-play solutions for entertainment. They might look like VR headset, but they are very different, as they are stripped down of all the sensors to achieve maximum comfort and usability. To be able to watch movies, TV show, play games, even in 3D, from pretty much every device out there. Your phone, consoles, PCs, everything, even your camera. Hey, Tyriel here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. So let's discover together these new Micro-OLED display viewers, the Goovis Art and the Goovis G3 Max, together in this video. Let's get into it. Well, I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting to get these many boxes. There's so much stuff here. The reality that I usually review VR headsets or the big new trend in the XR space, smart glasses, but somehow I completely missed this. The idea is to have something with the best visuals possible without constraints and the weight of a VR headset or the technology limit of the glasses footprint. And oh my god, this is tinier than what I was expecting. Look how tiny it is. This brings limitations and advantages with those, of course, but yeah, that's what we will discover in this video. This, by the way, is the Goovis Art, their smallest viewer. It's tiny and it's just 110 grams. It has diopter controls on both eyes. On top, buttons like brightness control, 2D to 3D in SPS mode, the lock and unlock mechanism for the IPD adjustment that goes from 58 to 74, and the volume rocker. And this has integrated audio as well. But let's get to the start of the show, the two medium aperture aspherical lenses. These are probably the tiniest spherical lenses I've seen. On top, on the part of the strap, we have the headphone jack and of course the USB Type-C connection to connect it to your devices, with a cable that is of course included in the box, and also in the box there's the back strap to attach to the viewer. A nice cleaning cloth like always, and hidden down there a portable pouch to bring it with you. As we were saying, this houses two 1920 by 1080 Micro-OLED displays projecting the equivalent of 110 inches display at 4 meters away, in a total of 40 degrees FOV, and because of that it has an incredible pixel density of 55 ppd pixels per degree. That is around 57% higher than the industry behemoth, the Apple Vision Pro. But again, it's crazy how tiny this thing is. This is my phone for comparison, and because we're here, they even have a hard strap for it, and also for the G3 Max that will connect to the loops to create a kind of a halo style design. By the way, the on top of the art is actually the flip up function to get it in and out of the way when you don't need it. But let's keep going now with the big guy, the Goovis G3 Max. This is the high resolution model. As you can see, it is bigger than the Art, resembling more closely a VR headset. It has adjustable diopters going from +2 to +7D. It has a silicone faceplate very similar to the one on the PSVR2 to cover any light leakage, and it has two tiny large aperture aspherical lenses, headphone jack on the left side, Type-C on the right, and on top, brightness control 3D for SPS, and also here Blu-ray 3D and volume rocker. In the box you're also gonna find the arch strap and the back soft strap, ideal for laying down, and of course the cable, and also a nice HDMI to USB Type-C adapter to use it with all your consoles, PC, etc. This, by the way, uses as well two Micro-OLED displays. By this time, the resolution is 2560 by 1440 each high, with a total FOV of 65 degrees for 45 ppd pixels per degree clarity. So yeah, going through the other boxes, because they're part of a cinema package, they also have a cool portable Google TV made directly for it, with support for 4K, HDR, and AV1 codecs, all housed in this little thing that connects magnetically to the battery bank base. There's an HDMI connection, so you can use it with anything, even your TV, and it comes with a remote with all the TV functionalities. Also, if you don't need the Android TV part, they also have an alternative power bank, always 1000 mAh, with the ability to use instead your viewer while charging your devices to avoid using your vital phone or portable console juice. And that's pretty cool. But hey, now that we have all of this together, what are these? As we said, these are viewers, so plug-and-play solutions to be able to watch movies, play games, or even work as your camera viewfinder, creating a giant big screen in front of you that is gonna follow you around, stuck to your face. As we said, even if they look and can resemble VR headset, it's actually more similar to a traditional monitor than a VR headset per se. Because they don't need drivers, they don't need software, you connect it to something like you connect to your TV, and yeah, you're good to go. An extra high pixel density monitor, to be frank. This is thanks mostly to the two micro-OLED displays that we have here. We saw the same tech in smart glasses like the Rokid or the Tyriel or the Nehring, for example. And even in more expensive headsets like the Apple Vision Pro, the big screen beyond. But the difference is that here, instead of using birdbath technology, so actually mirroring the image in a sheet of glass to actually be able to still see through, but losing, of course, light efficiency, or going through pancake lenses, they actually bounce the light many times to keep the footprint as small as possible. Here, because they don't need a big FOV, they can use smaller spherical lenses with a very high light efficiency of over 70% and very good clarity, focusing just on the middle part. By boring details apart, it means that they have great clarity, great brightness, and of course they're not as heavy because the lenses are not as big. The downside, well, the FOV of course will be limited to the screen area. But again, while they look very similar, they're not actual VR headsets. You don't have to look around. The goal here is very different, is to make the clarity of the screens in front of you as high as possible and as clear as possible to actually work with it, watch your movie at very high resolutions, it's being as comfy as possible because they don't have all the hardware required for a VR headset to work, like tracking for the controllers and something like that. They're just like monitors that you mount on your face pretty much. As we said, you just need to connect them and well, a monitor will appear in front of you. That's about it. I actually use smart viewers quite a lot. As you might know, I'm a big VR enthusiast, but I also enjoy play flat games while laying on the couch or with my Steam Deck, that now I sold by the way, or with my ROG Ally, for example. Because if someone else is on the TV, I can still, play something, and it's a bigger screen than what I have on my handheld. A win-win scenario. I mean, my time with it, my favorite function of the Goovis, of both of them, is actually the 3D mode. The SPS is just one button away. It doesn't have to reload monitors or anything like that. It just switches to 3D, and I'm really into 3D games lately. I'm actually playing for the first time the Metroid Prime trilogy, and I finished the first game completely in SPS mode because, as you might know, Dolphin actually has support for 3D in pretty much every game, and it's absolutely stunning in here. Also, it runs very well because you don't need a very high resolution, considering that the screens themselves are like 1440p or 1080p here. Still extra crisp because of the pixel density, the colors are just amazing, and yeah, you just have a 3D movie theater for you to use. Unfortunately, the list of native SPS games is not that long. The notable ones are Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Elite Dangerous, of course, but with Reshade, the depth 3D driver, you can actually kind of recreate 3D for many different games. Elite Dangerous here is absolutely stunning, of course, thanks to the very deep blacks. 07 Commander. Also, thanks to the battery adapter, I can actually play much longer than the 2 hours that my ROG Ally usually let me play. If you're not into gaming though, this can be very good for productivity as well because the pixel density is high enough to actually read, browse, and do everything with your devices. Connecting to a Mac or a PC is just really a matter of just, plug in your USB Type-C and it's gonna be recognized like a new monitor and connect to it. You can mirror it or you can create a new one and be good to go. Your private monitor directly. One cool perk of the Goovis Art, by the way, is that, as you can see, it's very small and an open design. So that means that you can still see everything. You can still see your laptop monitor while using it. You can still use your keyboard, no problem. And you have the perk of having this screen a super high pixel density, always in front of you, without any translucent thing, but looking like you are in a dark room all the time. And also that's because the lenses over here are very particular because they're built in a way they actually reflect every light from the outside. So you don't see any reflection, you don't see any blooming or any cut rays, anything like that. It just looks perfect all the time. I don't know how they achieve them, maybe using the small FOV for it, but it's actually brilliant. And the thing that is very cool is that because the footprint is so small, the screen area is pretty much everything that occludes your view. But if you don't need it, you can just flip it up and you're good to go. While the Max G3 achieves higher resolution, it has more traditional lenses, and so it has a higher FOV, so a bigger screen that feels more like a movie theater, for example, and feels great to actually watch movies. But yeah, with that traditional lens stack, you actually need something to cover from the light outside. But yeah, while they clearly miss all the functionalities of a VR headset, they really have very good screens to look at, to watch movies, play 3D games, just work. So yeah, going through some pro and cons. I said it many times, but as a pro, they have amazing screen clarity. They are plug and play, literally connecting a cable and you're good to go. They feel like a monitor. They don't need any additional software to be used. They're extra light because they don't have any additional hardware. They're perfect for 3D movies and games. And they have a wide diopters and IPD adjustment support. On top of the fact that spherical lenses are very good for sweet spot and eye box. As a con, of course, it would be nice to have 3D OF or 60 OF or any stabilization. Although you can emulate some of that with using open track, for example, and the webcam. At that point, get a VR headset, I'll say. They have FOV equivalent to their screen sizes, to 110 inches at 4 meters away, or 400 inches at 10 meters away, and the integrated audio is a bit lacking in both of them in terms of bass, and you might want to use your own headphones for it. But yeah, these are the Goovis Art and the Goovis G3 Max. They're available to buy on the Goovis website. One is $1,099 and the other one is $469 respectively. But yeah, do you think that something like this could be a good solution for entertainment? How much do you actually value screen clarity? Well, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, these are the Goovis viewers. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I see you guys next video. Yeah, like, subscribe, and if you didn't like, dislike. Ciao. Bye bye.